Prepper, and today, we're just going to be going over like just some resource materials and stuff, between the prepping community and the homesteading community. There's a lot of overlap, a lot of in between on that. So there's a bunch of different resources out there that you can get. There's a ton of ebooks and stuff, but if anything goes down, how long are you really going to be able to use your electronics, like tablets and stuff like that? So I always prefer to have hard copy books. This one was actually a good find I found at a thrift store. It's one of the Reader's Digest's Back to Basics. Has a lot of really good, like, traditional American skills. Everything from how to set up your wood burning stove, seed starting, root cellars, even like brewing beer, making looms to make clothes. So there's this one here. This is a book I picked up recently. Haven't had a chance really to look at it very much yet, but it looks like it has some really good projects in it. It's The Self-Sufficient Backyard. There's also magazines and stuff. Mother Earth News occasionally puts out guides to gardening. And then, of course, you always need your Farmer's Almanac. I also have other prepping books, like the SAS Survival Guide. I've got like hunting, trapping books, books on animal tracks for tracking, things like that, wild crafting, bush crafting, which are geared more towards the prepper side. But today we're going to kind of talk more about the gardening and stuff, because, even if stuff does go down and you've got all this survival food, what happens when that's all gone? You still need to be able to eat. You still need to be able to provide for your family. So learning how to garden, I think, is one of the most important prepper skills. Now, you can find all kinds of resources, and there's a bunch right here in these books on gardening and everything. You've got this one here. I was actually friends with the author, and I believe he passed away a few years back. Or another organic gardening book. And then, planning out your garden. Layout is the easy part, figuring out what you're going to put where. You just have to basically pay attention to what plants need more sun, what plants do better, more shaded, that kind of thing. That's how we got our backyard set up, and we'll do another tour video once everything's fully bloomed. You can use guides like this to plan your garden, or even good old composition books. And this shows how I did mine. Just kind of giving ideas of like the bed layouts and all that. Plants by each bed and how quick it is to germinate, harvest, how to store it, and things like that. You can do all kinds of things like that with the notebooks. But one thing I found, actually, I was introduced to this a couple months ago, and I figured I'd try it out. It's actually, it's still in the beta phase, but you can get in now. It's called Seed Time. And you sign up, and you can, they're still a little limited on some of the plants that you can pick. Like, I didn't find my variety of onions on there, or one of the varieties of tomatoes on there yet, but they're building it up and it looks really useful. I'm going to post a screenshot of my Seed Time planting calendar onto Facebook and YouTube, so keep an eye out for those. They'll probably be up before this video posts. But if you go to the Seed Time, and down in the comments, actually I should say no, down in the description, is going to be my affiliate link with them. Click on that link sign up for seed time. It's free. There's, you don't have to pay for it unless you want to. They do have a paid version where you get a membership, like a premium section. But you can sign up on the free section and set up your calendar. They also have a section on like classes as far as like gardening, seed starting, all of that. And they also have a store where you can go and buy, really good heirloom organic seeds. So that'll be down in the description below. So, check out the Seed Time app. It'll work on desktop. I haven't tried it on my phone or tablet yet, but I've heard it'll work good there too. So, give it a shot. So anyways, here in Las Vegas, we're already planted. We've already got our seedlings coming up, and we'll do a video on that here. Actually, we'll just add it onto this one. So we'll go out in the garden here in a little bit and do some videos showing some of our seedlings coming up. But for other parts of the country, now is the time to plan your garden, start your seeds indoors, depending on when your last frost date is. We're here in the frost hardiness zone of 9A, so our last frost was weeks ago. So we're gonna go ahead and head out to the garden and take a look at some of the stuff out there. Okay, so we're out in the garden and we've got some of the things going here. These little guys are lettuce. There's some different varieties of lettuce we're gonna do. We're gonna try it out again this year, on this little tower stand that we found at the dollar store. And then we got a tray from Lowe's, and then I ordered a little Lazy Susan from Amazon so we can rotate it. That way the plants can get light, so we spin it throughout the day. Also makes it easier to water. So we can just sit here and just gently mist and spin it. This one, seedlings haven't come up yet. This is going to be our Thai sweet peppers. But over here, we've got a couple different varieties of spinach coming in. Up here is going to be native spinach called strawberry spinach. It actually produces like a little red berry. And on the top of this one here where we have the lettuces, we're going to have chives growing up here. They just haven't sprouted yet. And these guys, these are the tomatoes we did from when we did the heirloom tomato video with the egg carton. The yellows seem to be doing really good, but the red one seems to be struggling a bit. So we'll have to take a look at that and see what's going on. So come around this way. So over in here, we've got our yellow squash. Is that a caterpillar? No, it's a leaf. Okay, good. We've got our yellow squashes coming in. We've got our basil already planted for this season. Over here, these are one of our 3 potato beds. It's like a russet and red potato mix. This is another potato bed. And the third one. And we did these in like a succession planting. So this one will probably be ready for harvest before the others. We've got our onions that we put in before winter. Our eggplant seems to be doing pretty good in the back there. Our perpetual spinach chard is doing really good. And then over here, we got this weird little onion here. I'm not sure what he's doing. Looks like he's actually getting a flower on him, so we'll probably pull him soon. But we've got like some little seedlings of eggplant coming up. You're not an eggplant though, you are a weed. A pretty little, getting the flowers on the eggplants already. They look a little rough. They had a hard time during the winter, but I think they'll come back nicely now that it's warming up. But this is our perpetual spinach chard. It's a type of Swiss chard, but it's a lot milder than you would find with some of the others, like the rainbow chard or the standard Swiss chard. It doesn't have that bitter aftertaste that a lot of those can get. It actually tastes a lot more like spinach, especially when you grab one of the young leaves that are just coming up. Now this is a carrot bed. These guys are going to be ready for harvest here really soon. You can see how big these guys are getting, but they haven't gone to flower yet, so I'm going to let them go just a little longer. If you want to come down in here, you can see like these guys are already starting to pop out. Nice big purple carrot there. And this one, it looks huge too. Thing is huge. So those are going to be some really good carrots. Now over here, this is where we're doing some of the intercropping. We've got onions in this bed, but we've also planted some green beans. So we're gonna let the green beans come up, share the bed with the onions. Always do your research, find out what plants can go together or not. Some more onions, and then we got the green beans. Those ones are a pole bean variety, so they're going to go up the trellis. And then these monstrous guys over here. These guys are just about ready. Now over here, we've got some more squashes. These right along the back here, these ones were started inside. Those are an heirloom pumpkin. And it looks like this cabbage is going to flower. So we'll probably go ahead and pull this one out and feed it to our chickens. Yeah, this whole side area here is going to be covered in squash. And we've got 4 different varieties in here. Plus we've got yellow squash. And then lastly, our Italian oregano, which is doing really good. And it's the end of March. We've already got, almost forgot. We've got some more tomatoes, and then this weird little pea that decided to come up. And then we've got seedlings coming up, and these are San Marzano Roma tomato. So, got a lot of different things, even in a small backyard like ours. And we've got our chicken coop with our girls. This pepper bed is going to be cleaned out probably next weekend. And we're going to get our seedlings for bell peppers in this one. Our garlic is coming up here. And then here, some of our peppers actually survived the winter and seem to be doing halfway decent. We're going to plant some more hot peppers in here, but I just wanted to see how they did over the winter here, and they seem to have survived okay. So, don't let anyone tell you, even with a small space, you can still do some gardening, still provide some food for yourself. Things are getting crazy out there, all the California getting all those storms. A lot of different crops come out of California from different types of nuts, walnuts, cashews, things like that. Tomatoes, lettuce, that's all grown in Central California, which right now is getting pummeled with one storm after another. You know, everything's changing. We need to adapt to it ourselves too. So get out there, start, you know, even if it's a small couple pots on a balcony, you can still do some stuff. And don't forget, go down into the description, and I'll see if I can pin it as a comment as well. Click on my affiliate link for seed time. Sign up, try the app out. Doesn't cost anything, you know. It gives you planting days, all based on your hardiness zone. It gives you the planting days, transplanting if you're going from, starting your seeds indoors, when you should transplant outside, cultivation, harvest, all of that. It's actually a pretty cool little program, so I highly recommend checking it out. And then if you like our videos, please click on that like button down below, subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed, and check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And without anything else to say, that's going to be it today for Vegas Backyard Prepper.